Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing another storytime video. I forgot that this happened until last night when I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh my god, this would make a really good video because it's kind of dramatic, it's intense, and it's kind of crazy. As you can tell from the title above, this is going to be my story about when I was cyber harassed by people I don't know. I obviously make YouTube videos. If you're watching this, then I think that you know. But I also have an Instagram. I have a Demi Instagram called Demi Devotion, and it's been a huge part of my life since I was 17. I'm going to be 21 in a month, and I've had that for almost 3 years. It's definitely a huge part of my life. I kind of classify as Demi Devotion. I've met somebody and they were like, Demi Devotion? And I was like, yeah. People know me as Demi Devotion rather than Paige. It all started one day, and I don't remember the month. I think it's May. I think it was in May or April. I think I was on Twitter, and I was kind of off and on watching Netflix. I always get sidetracked and I always check my Instagram, and so I was like checking my notifications. It said I had a crazy amount of comments. So I was like, oh my god, like what is going on right now? I've had experiences in my life where I learned to take screenshots of everything just in case if you need proof, because I've had experiences where I didn't do that and then some people try to say I said something else and then another, like this whole thing. So I always learn to screenshot everything that happened. Make sure you screenshot and you record everything. That's exactly what I did. I had all these comments right here saying things like, follow me, how could you be so cruel? People who don't respond to requests of follow for follows. And I think on that picture I asked like what your biggest pet peeve was, and that was their sarcastic response. I was just like, what the heck? I wasn't ignoring these people. I wasn't even on Instagram. These two people were trolling me on my Instagram account, and it's like, it was so obvious. One of them said, well, at least I don't trick my followers into spamming me thinking they'll get a follow from a famous person. It's unfair that only the bigger accounts get praised. I mean, if I did something like that, everyone would hate me. I don't appreciate the way you take advantage of your followers. I was like, girl, what are you talking about? Where did this even come from? I said, trick my followers into spamming me for a follow. I'm sorry, but when did I ever say I'd follow people who spam me? I said, you need to calm down. No one's tricking anyone. If you asked me once, I'd follow you. I was literally eating ice cream and watching Netflix and not on Instagram, and you guys were spamming me, so obviously I didn't see your comments. And let's get a few things straight. I'm not a famous person, nor am I a big account. I'm just like every other fan page on Instagram, a fan of someone. I'm a nobody, but saying I take advantage of my followers is ridiculous since they're all my family. Then they had posted their comment to me on their account, and it said, does anyone else agree that bigger accounts are praised? And like people were agreeing. I said, if you guys have anything else you want to say, we can get on Skype, because I would rather handle a situation on Skype than in comments. I'm more of like a let's verbally talk. They said, I'm sure, and then they tagged their friends' accounts, would love it, but I'm unfortunately have to pass due to selective mutism. And if you guys don't know what selective mutism is, like an anxiety disorder where you can talk to people but you can't talk to like a select few. It's kind of like you have social anxiety but with a select, for like specific situations. I was like, oh, well, that's no fun, meaning like that's not fun that you can't get on Skype, and like these people were being completely sarcastic to me, so I was being sarcastic back, and this girl took it as if I was making fun of anxiety. Then she screenshotted the comment of her saying selective mutism, that she had that, and she posted it on her account again, and somebody commented and go, selective mutism? And then did the laughing face like they thought it was so funny. Same girl who said that she had it responded, did a bunch of laughing emojis. So clearly she was making fun of it and she didn't have it. And another thing to prove that was, I went on Skype with one of their friends. It was a guy, I don't remember his name. I really want to say it's Alex, but it's definitely not Alex. And I was on Skype with him talking because his friends, the ones who started this whole entire thing, wouldn't talk to me on Skype. So I recorded the Skype call, which I thought would be no problem. I should have asked for permission, of course, but I just thought like, we literally in that Skype call just fixed everything his friends started. There was no yelling, screaming, calling each other names. We were just sorting things out that his friends started, and he basically said, oh, well, they just wanted to follow and they got upset, which I was like, if they just asked me for a follow, I would have followed them back. So then I have the video still. It's on my computer, and in the video I said, I understand your friend has anxiety and I wish I could talk to her. And he goes, oh no, she doesn't. He literally out of his mouth says, no, she doesn't, or her mom and dad don't want her to have Skype. Okay, so here you are saying I'm making fun of anxiety, but then you're making a mockery out of it. That whole situation was fine. I thought we were good. We were fine. Everything was dandy. We were good. I was living my life, continuing posting on Instagram without any drama. It was great. Next day, I decided to post the audio of the Skype call on my YouTube as unlisted, so I could send it to my friends and people that, because I was posting about this on Twitter, and I said, you guys, if you guys want to know what's going on, because I'm currently going to be on Skype with this person, I'm going to record this. You guys have been listening and to the comments, I've been posting screenshots of everything. I just want you guys to see how much I care about you, and for me to defend the fact that I don't use my followers. That was most important to me, was to get that across. I sent the link to a few of my friends and some of the followers who had asked. I did not make it public so anybody could see who was subscribed to me. I didn't make it an announcement on my Instagram where I have my largest following. It wasn't anything like that. It was for me to show my friends and people who were kind of involved in it with me the whole situation, how we resolved it, which that was the whole Skype call, was me and this guy resolving his friend's problems that they caused, honestly. The harassment part that comes in, these people started tweeting me from, they were acting as if they weren't anybody, like they weren't them, but I knew it was. They said, like, did you get permission from this person to post it? Did you ask him if you could do this and post it and send it to people? And I was like, it's literally me fixing what you guys caused. Like, I know it's you on your Twitter accounts. Like, you are the people who started this entire thing with me. Later on, one of them had sent me this long DM on Instagram that I started reading, but it was literally a novel, and I was going to look for Demi Lovato's hair extensions. I had just come out of the dentist, not want to read this novel of her being completely rude. Like, the first sentence was just like rude. I was like, okay, I don't care. I don't want to talk to you guys. I don't want any problems. I just don't care enough to answer because I just want to drop it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to communicate with you. I don't, like, who are you? I don't even know these girls' names still, like, to this day. And that one guy that I was on Skype with starts commenting me on his personal Instagram on my Demi account, like saying all this stuff. I think I blocked him. And then another person comes out of nowhere. It was him because his username was kind of similar to his Skype name. That's all I remember. That's how I knew it was him. And he was commenting things like extremely rude things. I go on Twitter, constantly tweeting me saying, like, I'm a huge fan, and like all this stuff, like mocking me and like jokingly pretending that they were a fan. The two girls that were involved in this had blocked me on Twitter and blocked me on Instagram, and I blocked them both too. So it's kind of like, what are you still doing? You blocked me, can't you just drop it? Another Twitter comes out of nowhere, and they're just going, like, just tweeting me things like, I know it's them. Then that person I was on Skype with tweets me from a new Demi Twitter that he made, saying stuff, and I literally said, please leave me alone. This is harassment at this point. I'll insert the comments here that were said and the things that I responded with. And this was an ongoing thing for, I want to say, it probably ended, I know the last time that I got a comment like that was when I went to Rhode Island, and that was in June. It would always happen on the weekend, like something else new would pop up, and I was like, oh, it's probably because these kids are at school and they would rather like do this on the weekend. It was to the point where I didn't want to sign on to anything because I was scared of what I was gonna find and like what new account was gonna pop up or the mean comments that I was gonna get. So for a while I didn't tell anybody, but I had my friend Marie watch over my account. I'd wake up scared to just look at anything. And let's look up the definition of harassment. The active, systematic, and or continued unwanted and annoying actions of one party or a group, including threats and demands. The purpose may vary. An attempt to force someone to quit a job or grant sexual favors, apply illegal pressure to collect a bill, or merely gain pleasure from making someone fearful or anxious. And another reason that I know that these people went out of their way to do this was because I have a screenshot from a tweet from that guy that I was on Skype with. He literally said, "My friends are expecting me to keep this going, but I told them how I feel about it." That right there, along with the fact that I got Snapchat from somebody saying, and I'll read it right here, and I heard about everything blank, I guess this is one of their names, I don't know who it is, I don't know which one, and her friends are accusing you of. I've dealt with them before. They basically run the demi chat I'm in. They act like they're better than everyone else. They piss me off so much. I have a kit group chat dedicated to you and your demi account, and one of them came in the chat which is being rude. I'm here for you with all this that's going on. Do you have iMessage? There was a chat group on Kik called Boycott Demi Devotion. You're really going out of your way to trying to ruin my life. That clearly shows right there that this whole thing started. They had a Kik group. They planned this all out. They got their friends involved. It was like this clan of people who just disliked me for God knows what reason. Another thing that I saw was the guy that I was on Skype with, like, what the heck is his name? I run a Levotic shop and it's called Levotic Wear, and he was like canceling my order on Levotic Wear, and I'm like, you didn't even order anything. They kept just saying like, we can sue you for recording our friend's voice, and like we can sue you, and if we wanted to we can sue you, and that's what they just kept saying. And I was like, well, if you want to go to court, this is why I screenshotted everything. If you were a judge right now, would you take their side? I recorded their friend's voice resolving something that they started, or them making a Twitter account, Instagram accounts to harass me? Who do you think's mostly in the wrong here? They're probably watching this right now. Hi, you're probably watching this and you probably still follow everything that I do. This is probably making you really mad and you probably want to make some more accounts to try and get to me, but let me just say, I'm always gonna be here. And if you decide to, because you literally have nothing better to do, then just know that I'm not even gonna respond. If you guys liked this story time video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.
You tried to break me down like I would hit the ground. Don't hear the hate, don't care about it. Yeah, you just don't mean enough to